Today, we're looking forward to the 2026 NFL Draft running back class, and this class is stacked. We got a ton of fun players we're going to break down today, our full positional rankings. We got B. Ross and Metro ready to go. We got their 10 to 7. B. Ross, you have the floor.
Starting at 10, I have Le'Veon Moss, Ron Allen at 9, Nick Singleton at 8, Trey Wisner at 7.
All right, at number 10 for me, I have Nicholas Singleton. At number 9, I have Waymond Jordan. 8, I have Contravion Wisner. And 7, I have Emmett Johnson.
The best place to start, gentlemen, thank you for sharing those opinions and facts for your rankings. Katron Allen, number 13, the running back for Penn State. Let's start with him. He is a very unique blend of a running back, and I want to hear your thoughts. I will throw it to B. Ross. You have the floor. Give me your full-on breakdown and analysis of Katron Allen.
So the thing that holds me back with him is I just think he's a very ordinary athlete. He is a good running back, but at times he has questionable vision. He's strong upon contact, but he's not a creative runner. He's not a guy who can make things happen if things break down. He's more so, give me a lane, I'll find it. And if it is big enough of a lane, I can get through, I can get to the second, third level, but he's not an explosive, hit the long run ball. I mean, in a realistic world, this guy's going to be a running back 3 for a long time, and then probably a running back 2, and probably cap off right there just due to his lack of pure athleticism.
Yeah, no, I think you pretty much nailed it right on the head here. So Katron Allen for me is not on my top 10. He's probably more like 13, 14 for me. I watched a bunch of guys. Katron Allen was just somebody that you wanted to like. Both of the Penn State guys you wanted to like more than what you've seen on the field. In terms of who he is, I think Katron is a bruisier style guy, somebody that's gonna be running downhill. I think he's gonna probably be a third down back, especially on third and shorts, fourth and shorts, and a goal line back. My issue with him is I just don't think he's a good enough athlete to be at the NFL. I feel like he takes a while to get to that second level. It takes him a while to hit the hole. Whereas everyone on my list, these are guys that I think can hit the hole a little bit better. I just think for Katron, I just don't know if he has the speed that I think you need to have in the NFL. He kind of plays similar to like a discount version of Jonah Coleman in a way. And so that's why I just can't have Katron too high on my thing. I think he's a third down and short kind of guy, which, in the NFL, you're just not going to have a roster spot for that. So I had a tough time with Katron. I really wanted to like him. I just couldn't get in love with him.
I think you guys make some really good points. Like they always say, the game speeds up at the next level, every level you go to. Of course, the NFL is the 1% of the 1%, and so on. So if you're looking, I'm not going to say average. He's a great great athlete enough to be enough in college, right? But if you're already looking
You can
subpar
say
in
average.
college, yeah, that's what it is. And if you're going to the NFL, it's only going to get worse. It is only going to get worse. So that's our thoughts on Katron Allen. Now let's go to our next running back. This man, Le'Veon Moss, we got B. Ross ranking him at 10. Metro has him out of his top 10. And just for reference, Le'Veon Moss is the running back of Texas A&M, number 8. B. Ross, you have him ranked, so I'll have you start this off one more time. Take me through your ranking of 10 for Le'Veon Moss.
Yeah, like the thing with Le'Veon, and I can see where Metro coming from in terms of speed, but when you're a bruiser like that, when you're a big dude, those guys always like coaches love those guys, like because that guy he's gonna have special teams value now, especially in the NFL with how they do kickoff returns now. He's going to have he's pretty good pass pro due to his size, his strength, and then as a runner, to me, he's just a hard nosed downhill running down your throat runner. He does have some physical limitations in terms of his overall quickness and speed, but his ability to always fall forward, always move the pile. Coaches love that because guys like that don't lose yards. Even when they're hit in the backfield, they're always falling forward. So his strength actually lies in his strength and his ability to always finish runs falling forward.
Yeah, Le'Veon's another guy that he was really close to making my list. I think he was at my number 12 spot, right, barely not inside my top 10. Look, Le'Veon, you look at him, you like what you see. I mean, he is a big dude, 5'11", 210 pounds. He has, in my opinion, some traits that can translate to the NFL. And I look at him as somebody that you probably take somewhere day 3, let him
Yep.
develop, as a RB2/3. And I think eventually he will probably play himself into a role. He's a good player. He's a really good player. He's dealt with some injuries this year, so that's been quite unfortunate. He's not
Mm-hmm.
the most freakish athletic player in the world, but he has an acceleration to him when he gets downhill that I think is really positive and something to build on. I don't think he fits in zone schemes. I think he's much better in, gap, man schemes where he's running downhill, north and south. That's just where he's better. He shows some patience, but it's very inconsistent, and he's definitely going to have to work on that if he wants to make it in the NFL. And I think he runs a little bit higher. Not something he's gotten better on this year, but he's got to continue to get that pad level a little bit lower. So for me, again, I view him probably as maybe a fifth, sixth round pick, where a team, maybe even a little higher. I think a team will like the size element to him and like some of his traits. I think he's a good player, just not quite in my top 10.
Fair analysis, gentlemen. Le'Veon Moss, like you said, when you see him on tape, you're like, oh, well built 210. And I mean, like, the 210's in the right places. He is
Yep.
strong as hell, and it shows up on film. One thing I noticed I liked a lot, he's a dog in pass pro, man. Like, he willingly throws himself in harm's way to protect his quarterback.
He does.
And it's a passion for him. So
He's got
that's something
technique
I like.
issues. I didn't think I think he's very competitive, but I didn't love his technique. That's why for me, I didn't think that was a huge strength for him. But yeah, it's something he can work on. He has got the size for it.
Completely fair. Completely fair. You see running backs that just aren't willing to stick their face in the fan. And you're right, the
And
technique's not there. I just
that's
like
like
the dog.
90% of it.
Uh-huh. 100%.
Coaches usually they just want somebody who's willing to do it. Like, give me a dude who's willing to do it, and I can teach you how to do it properly. That's what makes for the best pass protectors. I mean, size and length and strength always helps, but like the willingness to actually do it. It's just like a corner tackling. You want to do it.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Let's go on to our next running back on this list. And this one is a guy that had a ton of hype coming into this year, into 2025. And it just
Mhm.
hasn't quite all come together. We're talking about Nicholas Singleton, the running back of the Penn State Nittany Lions. Super athlete that just hasn't put it together as a running back. But that's the shortened version. But I'll hand it off to Metro to kick this one off. Metro, you have him ranked here at 10 exactly. B. Ross has him at 8. Give me your breakdown of Singleton.
Yeah, you want to like Singleton more than the player he actually is. So, for every single player that I have listed in my top 10, I like to do a brief sort of synopsis as to who they are, some pros, some cons to them. So, for Nicholas Singleton, I said, look, he's 6 foot, 218 pounds. He has rare speed and the ability to create a lot of big plays. I say he's a solid pass catching threat and could contribute on special teams. However, he lacks vision, he lacks patience, he's not very fluid, and more often than not, he's not making guys miss, which is weird for somebody who's as fast as he is. He's just not a great, running back, frankly. So I think for him, he's better situated as a situational receiving back. I think in the NFL level, I don't think he'll be a pure running back. Honestly, I think he'll be more of a weapon, more of a gadget guy, somebody that can be used in a variety of ways on special teams. Give him some end arounds, give him some screens, things like that. I think there's a role for him in the NFL. That's why I have him at 10. But man, you want to like him more than what he actually is right now. He is freakishly athletic, but a lot of his big plays come from Penn State just giving him a wide open lane to run through. When you watch the film, when you watch the highlights, all the big plays, he's not making guys miss. It's a wide open hole that he is just hitting. And of course, that's the skill in and of itself, but you're not going to get those same lanes and holes at the NFL level. So Singleton was somebody that you came into the year wanting to love because of that speed, because of the size, the frame, and some of the positive traits. And I think he was a former 5-star. He just hasn't fully gotten it, and so it's kind of a shame.
Interesting, because I'm not too far off, but what I do know is guys like that in the right place is going to have a ton of success. Like, that's a San Fran guy. He is a San Francisco 49er all day, every day, because he can run. And that's all they need. If you can run and you have enough vision, like guys like that, and we've seen it. We've seen Jordan Mason have success. We've seen what's his name from Lafayette. I scouted the kid.
Mostert?
He ran came in after him.
I know who you're
That's
talking
gonna
about. I can't
bother
remember
me.
his name. There's a
It's
lot
gonna
of those
bother me
guys that San Francisco's
because
had
I
that
scouted him, but like, and he surprisingly at his pro day ran like 4.3 something, jumps up on their draft board, solid player for him. So I see him in, I mean, to your point, he's a guy who is going to be more of a weapon at first, because there'll be certain teams who run a lot of outside zone that will use him in that way, because at the least he can hit the edge and he can go. And like, the NFL is faster, but like, he's already NFL fast. He's just not a polished running back yet. That's why I have him a little bit higher because his athleticism allows for way more upside than even some of the guys who are better running backs than him. Like if it ever clicks, we're talking about a special player due to his athleticism. But everything you said was absolutely correct. Like I think his first couple of years, he's going to be a gadget guy, screens and bubbles, and I think to me like he he's going to be um for like a team like the 49ers what Debo Samuel was. Like you kind of just get him the ball just as many times as you can until he learns the position. But I think his athleticism allows for a little more upside, hence why I had him at 8.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to disagree with what you said. He has a speed element to him that is hard to find. I can't get behind the vision right now. He is a work in progress. I mean, there are times
That he
where
is.
he just runs into the back of his guys, and it's something where I don't feel like he's getting better. And maybe that's just Penn State being
Yeah.
horrible this year. I mean, it's not all his fault.
Mm.
But at the same time, he gets to the NFL level, it's gonna be a little bit harder for him. So it'll be very interesting to see how he ends up working out because I think he has the tools to be really good. It's just, can you put it together? Sorry to cut you off, Gabe.
Oh, no, literally saying exactly what I was going to say. If he gets in the right system in the NFL, like AKA anybody with San Fran always works, then you get to see some daylight. But until then, work in progress, like Metro said. And this is a perfect but versus for this next running back who's really well put together, I might say. Not a freak athlete, but man, he's a damn good running back. Next up, we got Wayman Jordan, the USCRB. We have him ranked on Metro's list at 9. So I will let Metro kick this one off. Metro, talk to me about Wayman Jordan.
Yeah, Wayman's a very fun player to watch. Obviously, I think a lot of USC backs are really fun to watch. I think of Woody Marks last year, really fun player. But Wayman Jordan, he's 5'10", 210 pounds with a solid mix of size, strength, and athleticism. He's a smooth, and the thing I like him most for, he is so patient. I mean, he will like go to a crawl sometimes to wait for that lane to open up. Sometimes for good, sometimes for bad. But I think he's a very patient runner with good explosiveness. He's got stop and go ability. And when he gets out in space, I think he's a tough player to bring down. Jordan's hard to bring down once he gets going, though he's still limited as a receiver. And one of the biggest reasons why he's, this far down on my board, he's probably just going to return to college this year. He is a work in progress right now to become a more complete back. This is somebody that I think might return this year and come back next year. And if he takes that step forward, I think we're talking Wayman Jordan going a lot higher next year. So if he returns to USC, I think he's going to be a guy that goes really early next year. But if he comes out this year, I think he's somewhere probably in a middle day 3 pick. I love his patience. I think for me, I grew up watching Le'Veon Bell and just how patient that guy was. Just so unbelievably patient. Waymond is very patient too. Again, sometimes for good, sometimes for bad. Sometimes he's too patient and sometimes maybe a little indecisive or just maybe a little picky. But man, the patience he runs with, and there's a lot to like about him. I want to see him improve as a receiving threat, though. You have to be more of a dual threat guy at the running back position. He's got to improve that. Hence why I think he'll probably end up returning for one more year.
B. Ross, did you have a ranking? Did you get a chance to watch Mr. Wayman or no?
Oh yeah. Had him at 11. I mean, honestly, it's a really good chance he goes back. I'm gonna say I cheated because I know a couple of scouts who go out there and actually just talked to one not too long ago. So it sounds like he is going back, but talent wise,
insider source,
insider source for sure. But the talent is there. Like this guy, to your point, Metro, the patience is real, and like playing versus a guy that you won, it's hard to see. And then when you do see him, he's running full speed now. Like his ability to go 0 to 60 when he's damn near stopping his feet.
Yes.
But he's explosive out of his cuts when he needs to be. Like, I mean, to me, to your point, I just want to see more out of the pass game as a pass protector, as a pass catcher. But in that offense, and I kind of nicked him for it because I've seen those backs come out. They struggle adapting to just the NFL offense because you get to play in space at USC or when he was at Oklahoma. So there's going to be a bit of a learning curve just in terms of the protection and the checkdowns and all of those things. But the talent as a runner, he's like he has it because again, he can make something out of nothing. Just due to his patience. because when you think a hole is clogged up, he's sitting there waiting for a guy to just jump into any gap, and then he squirts through. So talented runner, but I think him going back is going to be good for him. Just in terms of his growth and maturity as a runner, and learning how to gain yards different ways, because at some point, um, guys like Le'Veon struggled because teams they just waited for him.
Yeah.
Like they adapted. So I would love to see him continue to develop as a runner and as a pass catcher. But yeah, I had him at 11, but that's also because I had some little inside information from one of my boys.
Never hurts
That's
at
good
all.
stuff. That's good stuff.
Never hurts. Last thing I'll say real quick is y'all mentioned vision and patience. I think it pairs really nicely. He has an ability to accelerate rather quickly that honestly catches the defenses off guard, and they multiple times he eliminates those angles, right? They cannot catch him and pursue as well as they wish they could. So that's what he's best at: patience, vision, hitting the gap, and he's got more acceleration than you'd expect. And next thing you know, he's off to the second level. So really good, well-rounded running back in Wayman Jordan, most likely heading back to school per sources, Mr. B. Ross.
You didn't hear that from me.
I did not hear anything from you. Let's go to our next running back, our final running back till we hit our next rankings. We're going to talk about Quinn Travion Wisner. This is going to be the Texas running back number 5. Oh, you guys both got him ranked. Let's look at it right here. We got B. Ross with him at 7, and then Metro's got him at 8. Well, I'll have B. Ross go first this time, just because I threw it to Metro twice. So, B. Ross, tell me about Wisner.
Yeah, so being a Texas fan, I know Trey Wisner pretty well. Being someone who's seen him come in as a freshman, as a scout, I know him pretty well. He's a he's a he's a well-rounded player to me, because I think he can get better as a pass protector, but most of these guys can, because they're not asked to do it at the rate that they will be. But as a pass catcher, I think he has good soft hands. He's a patient runner. He's not as explosive as some of those guys on that list, but when he has fresh legs, or when he's able to get spelled out and you see him come back in games, like you see that burst and you see the change of speed and you see the acceleration. He has good, not great speed. Um, but what I really like about Trey is he's a tough runner. He can run inside, he can run outside. Um, I think he's better as a zone runner, but he also can work in a gap scheme. Like, I don't think there's any like physical limitations that stop him from succeeding as in any system. So Trey Wisner honestly, it's just those guys are a little bit better at some aspects, but I wanted to put him higher. And then I also know, as a Texas fan, that he's running behind Pooput right now. Like, those guys have been very inconsistent. So for him to even be productive as he has been, and he's been dealing with some injuries on and off all year. But then again, there's a good chance that he comes back. So, but I do like Trey Wisner. He has really good contact balance. He's strong through contact. Honestly, I need to see him stay healthy for a full year.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you said. Trey Wisner, 6 foot, 195 pounds. He's much better, at least in my opinion, in zone running. In fact, I think that's more of his superpower, right? I think for guys you're looking for on a day 3, maybe late day 2, probably early day 3, you're looking for guys that have a certain skill that they excel at. And I think for Wisner, he is very good in zone schemes. So I think he's patient. I think he's decisive, and I think he can make defenders miss. He's got very reliable hands, and I think, unlike some of these other guys that maybe they're a good running back, but they're not a good receiving threat, or they're not a good running back, but they're a good receiving threat, Wisner's kind of that good mix of both, where he's a good runner and he's also a really good receiver. There's times at Texas where you dump it off to him, he'll make 3 guys miss and get you a first down. That's a really useful thing in the NFL. I said he's got good but not great speed. I don't think he has necessarily home run type of speed, but I think it's more than fine for the NFL level. I think his speed is not a concern for me. I said for right now, he's just okay in pass protection, and he could be a little hit and miss in downhill schemes. There's times where sometimes he'll really hit it and it looks good. Other times he's just clearly not as comfortable in downhill, man blocking schemes, things like that. Injuries, workload concerns are going to limit him. He's been dealing with injuries this year. He also, he was pretty banged up last year. Last year, he was kind of the 3-down back, and it was pretty clear that he was having a hard time taking all that on. But he's got vision, and he's got good elusiveness that help him stand out when he's healthy. He's also one of those backs that's like, he's bigger on the top than he is on the bottom. And the bottom half, he's got kind of like smaller legs, which has its good, but also has its bad. So I think for Wisner, I mean, this is another guy that you put into certain schemes, teams that are heavy zone running systems, or teams that want to start using a bit more zone. I think Wisner, if he goes in this year's draft, which, as B-Ross said, probably won't, he might return to Texas, but if he does, if you're looking for a budget, zone runner that could start for a lot of teams or be a second running back option for a lot of teams, I think Wisner early day 3 makes a ton of sense.
Love it, gentlemen. Thank you for the breakdown. And guys, if you're going to watch a highlight film of any of these running backs we mentioned, I'm a sucker for Wisner, man. He's a spaceman. That's what I like to call him, which means he's good in space. Also extremely shifty, like we mentioned before. Check his stuff out. He is electric. Now it is time to go into not 7, but 6 to 4 on our rankings. I'm going to give this to B. Ross, then we're going to throw it over to Metro. B. Ross, what is your 6 through 4?
Oh, 6 through 4. I have Emmett Johnson. I have Damon Claiborne. And I have Jonah Coleman. And
wait, no more. Save it.
Nope, that's
there you go. That's 3.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm good.
All right. At number 6 for me, I got Hollywood Smothers. At number 5, I have Damon Claiborne, same as B. Ross. At number 4, I have Justice Haynes.
Let's go. Thank you. Let's move on to. But let's go to our first running back on the list. We got Emmett Johnson, the Nebraska RB. Oh, man. Personally, I have not seen Emmett's film, so I'm going to give this to who has him ranked higher. It's going to be B. Ross by 1. This is your guy, B. Ross. He basically said he's going in the first round. I want to hear about his game.
Wow.
You have the floor.
Yeah,
top 5 pick.
Top 5 pick.
That's what I said. First off, I don't think any running back should go in the first round. But that's just value at that point. Derrick Henry was a second round pick.
That is true. Derrick Henry was a second round pick.
This is true.
He was the best. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, they don't carry the same value anymore because I can get guys like Emmett Johnson in the 4th round, and he could be a pretty good player for you. But no, this guy's explosive as all hell. He plays with good vision. It does help that he plays behind a pretty good old line in Nebraska because they can open some massive holes for him. But with that being said, this guy, he runs hard. He's a tough physical runner, but his burst through the line of scrimmage is real. He gets from 0 to 60 quicker than most. He's explosive out of his cuts. He's strong upon contact. It's for me, for backs, I like guys who are hard for one guy to get down. And that's where this starts for me at 6 with Emmett, because you're not getting him down with arm tackles. He runs knees to chest. He runs mad. He runs angry. Like, he runs like everyone hates him. And I personally love that. And the guy he kind of remind me of, and just his run style, he's not as violent, but I
can I guess?
Who?
Isaiah Pacheco.
Man,
yeah, just like him.
That's who I saw.
Like yep.
I'm just like, bro, he's so angry. I love it because those guys in the NFL, they tend to translate pretty well because guys don't tackle in the NFL. Guys don't want to tackle.
Nope.
Too much work.
Yep.
So I think Emmett Johnson games translates to him being a nice day 2 pick or early day 3 pick and making someone's team and making them better. I can see him being RB2 right out the gate. And if your starter goes down, he's going to have an opportunity to Wally Pip somebody and take their job.
That's great stuff. Yeah. Emmett Johnson, I mean, you talk about Isaiah Pacheco running angry. He damn near does high knees when he's running. Man. I mean, he brings those knees up. Emmett Johnson, very similar in some ways. So Johnson is 5'11", 200 pounds. He runs with grit, decisiveness, and physicality. He's got good speed, quick cuts, and solid vision to set up his blocks, which makes him very tough to bring down. He's more of a downhill runner than a east to west guy. If you watch Nebraska, man, he is going straight downhill. I mean, he doesn't even really take time to think. It is, I get the ball, I see the hole, I am hitting that thing. And he can sometimes show a little wiggle. There was a specific play, I can't remember who it was against, but I think he was a passing play, or maybe he got out in some space, and he had 2 offensive linemen blocking in front of him, and he got really patient. Just put the hand on the back of those 2 linemen and just kind of chilled behind him. It was a thing of beauty to watch. So in terms of some of his knocks, he runs a little bit high for my liking. I also don't think he would fit into a zone scheme because I just don't. I mean, Nebraska, I mean, it's all downhill. It is double teams, it is physicality.
Power counter duo.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's why I actually listed Nebraska as maybe a bit of a con, because that offensive line for Nebraska is freaking really good. It is a really good offensive line. They are physical and strong. But man, he is fun to like. And this is a guy that's a team captain sort of guy. Like, if you listen to his interviews, he's talking and like he's willing to do everything for this team. And that's something that I like to see. And again, you say Isaiah Pacheco, I see it the exact same way. I think you look at him. If I'm Kansas City and I want to get off Pacheco, I'm just going to draft Emmett Johnson and feel really good about it. I mean, he is a borderline copy. I'm just a physical runner that if he could just get that pad level a little bit lower for me,
Yep.
he's got it. I mean, he has some runs that are really exciting, and he pops off on film. When you watch this tape, it is a fun watch. It is not just fun, but it's also just like, who is that guy? And that's kind of how he got me, because I wasn't really looking into him that much as being in my list. And then I'm watching the film and I'm like, this guy's different. This guy, he gets it. I mean, he is a man's back there. So I'm a big fan of Emmett Johnson. Maybe height wise, he's 5'11". He feels pretty tall back there. I mean, he looks really well put together. So if he can get better as a receiving threat, get the pad level down a little bit more, I think early day 3, late day 2, I would not be surprised if he goes.
That was actually my next question, because with a running back that has that much, I'll say, swagger and anger to them, because anger is a universal language, especially in football. The coaches are going to love that shit, right? But is he the athlete we need him to be? That's my question, y'all. I have not seen his film. I really have no idea. So you think he could go day 2?
I think so too.
I think so, because like what I look for in backs are guys who don't lose speed when they cut.
Yep.
Like it's I mean, because a lot of guys who we've already talked about, they have to slow down to cut.
Mm-hmm.
Whether in the open field or when they get the ball. When he gets the ball and he needs to cut on the dime, he can cut on the dime and he can pick up speed, and then he can lower his pads and run through arm tackle. Like, so athletically, I think he can do it. But to Metro's point, I think I would like to see more as a pass catcher. Like, I can't wait to see him work out pro day combine, to see him just move as a route runner. They don't use him like that, so it's hard to full grasp on like what he can do physically in terms of running routes and things like that. But because that, to me, that's where you see a lot of these guys like pure athleticism, is when they're out in space in the pass game. But I do think he's good enough as an athlete.
Awesome.
Beyond good enough, honestly.
Absolutely fired up. Let's see if this guy can go on day 2. Emmett Johnson, check out his tape. Keep an eye out for him. Let's go into our next running back, and this has to be the best name of the entire list, no question. We got Hollywood Smothers. You heard me right. Hollywood Smothers, the NC State running back, number 3. Metro, you have him ranked here at 6. So the floor is yours. Take it away.
Yeah, so I'm interested to hear B-Ross. B-Ross, do you not have Hollywood in your top 10, or where's he at?
No. I had him at
Did he just get kicked?
I had him at 12 or 13.
Yeah, so real name, I just looked it up. His real name is Dalen Smothers. I guess his nickname is Hollywood. Not sure the reasoning for it. But look, Hollywood Smothers, he's 5'11", 195 pounds. He runs angry. I would say he might run a little bit more angry than even Emmett Johnson. I mean, he is an angry, physical guy. He's explosive. He can break through arm tackles, and he can contribute as a receiver. He's shifty. He's fluid, and he shows really good change of direction and a good cutting ability in zone schemes. I think he competes in pass pro, but he's definitely not there yet. And he's just a little bit thin for me. He is a very thin player. He's only 195 pounds, and he looks a little lighter than 195. He needs to probably put on about 10 pounds of just some beef to him, just a little bit more size to him. He's not like a insane athlete in terms of speed, but I think he's very explosive. I mean, he can get to that second level quickly. He does have, I wouldn't say it's home run speed. Like, I think there's difference between home run and really good speed. I think he's got very good speed, but he is very light. He needs to put on a little bit more weight. He's not somebody that's going to push piles. He's not going to break a ton of tackles either, but he is really good at finding the angle. And I think early on, where I see Hollywood, contributing is probably on special teams, a lot on special teams. And then I think he will carve a role out for himself as an effort, versatile, speed option, who, if he can add a bit more weight, could end up being a bit more of a 3-down back type of guy. So for me, for Hollywood, right now it's a bit of a projection, but I look at him and I think that he could turn himself into a serious RB2, a serious player that gets a lot of reps on special teams and as a running back. So for me, I don't think he goes day 2. I think it probably goes somewhere on day 3, or especially early day 3. But I think this is a really good player, man. I think he's a very fun watch. And I mean, frankly, I actually preferred watching his film than some of these other guys above him. I just think he's a really solid player that has some high upside.
Yeah, Metro. I don't disagree. Like the thing that helped me back is his size.
Yeah.
Like just watching him, like for his run style, he doesn't have the size to last the way he is in college right now. Like you can get away with it a little bit because it's smaller guys. But he's explosive, and to me, he has he's more violent than this guy, but in terms of athleticism, he reminds me of Aaron Jones. Smaller guy who weaves through traffic, good balance and body control, tough runner, like hard to bring down at times because they just want it. Like you just see it in just how he finishes runs. Like he just wants it more than the other guy. But what really held me back was just that for him to be that size, he wasn't dynamic in terms of his speed and everything else as an athlete. And then also he's just a smaller back. So it's where is he going to, like, he has to go to the right situation so that he can have a sustainable career. But to your point, I definitely think he's going to be a pretty good kick returner. Like guys like that who can break tackles and run through arm tackles, all he needs is a lane. And then, he's probably going to be like a mid 4.5 guy, which is fast enough. But his value right now is in the fact that I think his best football is still ahead of him. It's just how big is he going to be? Because to your point, like they have him listed at 195, he's probably playing at 180.
He looks.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he looks small, and when you look small on film, that's always a red flag to me because guys usually always look bigger.
Yeah,
always.
I mean, if you put him next to Emmett Johnson, they're probably around the same height. I mean, one dude looks big and
far
physical.
shoulders, big thighs, and then the other looks like he could coach.
Yeah, he's got to put on some weight. But I think if he does put on that weight, though, I think he's going to be a really, really good player because, I think unlike Emmett, I do think he could be somebody that could end up being a really good receiving threat. I think Emmett can be it. He just doesn't have it yet. That's going to be something he's going to have to learn. Hollywood has that receiving threat to him right now. So for me, I mean, Johnson and some others, they're in the same category. I think I actually prefer Johnson's upside in terms of translating to the NFL. He's definitely a higher ceiling player or a higher floor player. Smothers to me is a lower floor but a higher ceiling player. So it's really close between those two.
Makes sense.
Fire me up. The two guys you just mentioned, I think with the new kickoff rule, it is slowly evolved into running backs, even having more meaning on a roster, right? Like that third guy, that third RB in the rotation, he better be able to kick return. And most of them can, right? Because it's a different, more concise, closed space. So very exciting. Love that. Let's go on to our final from this ranking. Then we go into our top 3. That's going to be a bunch of fun. For this running back, we have Demond Claiborne. This is the Wake Forest running back. And look at our rankings. Y'all both have them at 5. I think overall I've let B. Ross go first more today. So Metro, my man, go crazy. Tell me about Demond Claiborne.
Yeah, Demond Claiborne, he's 5'9", 192 pounds. He's an explosive playmaker with really good speed, stop and go ability. He's dangerous with the ball in his hands. He could be a real receiving threat and a return threat. He's shifty, but he's not really great at breaking tackles. That's something he's going to have to work on. And being 5'9", 190, that's going to be quite hard for him to do. So he can show indecisiveness at times, and he's not going to offer much as a blocker because he's 5'9", 192 pounds. Just going to be difficult to block a 6'4", 250-pound edge. Just not something he's going to do. He also has durability concerns. He's gotten injured very often this year where he's had to be taken out because, again, he's 5'9", 190 pounds. Man, if this guy was 5'11", 195, we're talking about
conversation.
We're having a different conversation.
Different conversation.
But he is.
Oh my.
He is a. I mean, if he's still growing, if he can put on a little bit more weight, I don't know if he can, but man, he is a good player. I think right now you're looking at a complementary piece more so than the guy, but I think he could play a gadget role on certain downs. I think he can be your change of pace back, and I think he'd be used in return game. I think this is a really fun player. And, it comes down to the fact that when you are 5'9" and have an injury history, it's gonna be tough for him, especially when you go up against bigger dudes in the NFL. But man, his tape is really fun to watch. I think I still say probably day 3. I think we're still in the day 3 conversation here. Can't get him up to day 2. Yeah, I think early fifth is probably where I'd be comfortable taking him. But he's got some wiggle to him, some real juice to him, and it's a fun watch. He's somebody you gotta watch. If you haven't watched his tape, watch his film. He's a fun player.
I'm with you. So I told y'all what we got on. My favorite. He's my favorite player to watch.
Let's go.
He was my favorite. He's not the most talented, but just watching his tape, like you just like him more and more. Like the more you watch, the more you like, because I don't think it's physically, in terms of what you ask backs to do. I don't think it's anything he can't do. He will struggle in pass pro just because of his stature, but in terms of being a pure runner, he has it. He's not elusive as like the normal back in terms of like his wiggle. He's more slippery. Like he understands how to just guide his body through traffic and like make things happen. Like it's actually impressive, because for his size, I would expect him to take more big hits and things like that. Which at times he does. That's the one thing, to Metro's point, he's going to have to learn how to do, just in terms of protecting himself. Like learn how to get down at times and just not take these big massive hits. But he is so fun to watch. Like I think he's a walking touchdown. Just you got to give him the ball in space and he can make something happen. He can take a screen a long way. He can line up. He can split out. He can run routes. He can run inside. I mean, for a smaller back, and he's not as fast as the guy I'm about to mention. So let's just stop there. But I remember watching Devon A-Chain, and like the question in the draft room was, can he be a workhorse back due to his size?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he did in the SEC. Like, what are we talking about here? And like, I'm not saying he's going to be a workhorse back, but if he's your RB2, I think this dude can like be very impactful, because he doesn't have to get the normal running back carries. He can get just touches. He can get sweeps. He can get screens and be just as effective. To me, he's a guy you grab in the 5th round and you give him, 12 touches, and he's averaging 12 touches. I think he's getting 80 to 100 yards just because he's so explosive. And not to mention, he does offer a return presence. Like this dude is dynamic with the ball in his hands. Like he's not a dynamic athlete per se, but he gets better with the ball in his hand. He becomes a better athlete than most guys when he gets the ball, opposed to just without it. And it's so impressive to watch. Plays with good balance. Like he has a lot of runs where he's getting hit. He lands on one leg like a ballerina, stays on his feet. I'll always look for that contact balance, because you can stay on your feet. I mean, you can gain more yards. You gain more yards, you can help the play callers out. So he was by far my favorite guy to watch, just because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But I was not expecting what I saw. So 5 is like right at that sweet spot for me.
I got a question for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about some running backs in this mid tier. We have 2 guys that are grinded out, run angry as hell, referring to Hollywood Smothers. And then, of course, Emmett Johnson. And we got a guy like Damon Claiborne, who is just all juice for your offense. Mm-hmm. Let's say you're the Cowboys, all right, and we're in round 4 or round 5, and we're taking a shot on one of these guys. Who are we adding to the lineup?
Well, for the Cowboys, they're trying to transition to more of a downhill gap scheme, so probably Emmett Johnson. But if we're taking out scheme and just which was the best player, which one offers you the best upside, I think I might go Hollywood. Would be the highest upside guy. If I'm swinging for the fences, I'm going with Smothers. But if I am looking for a surefire hit, I think I'm probably taking Emmett Johnson here.
Very nice. What about you, B. Ross?
For the Cowboys, because I think they need another complimentary piece to Javonte Williams.
Yeah,
who's their bruiser? I would say Claiborne. They don't have a guy like that.
Well, they have Jaden.
They don't
Blue.
Have that. Yeah, but he hasn't. Like I don't like. I think. Yet. Yeah, and I think Jaden's more similar to Javonte, where when he's in free agency, when it's time to walk, I think if they feel comfortable with Jaden, he's the guy. And then I think Claiborne is just a good complementary piece. But with that being said, Hollywood Smothers could be fit, because it's nothing stopping him from being the lead guy outside of his frame. So I think,
He'd have time to
you
develop.
know, yeah. So yeah, it would either be Claiborne or some others for me. Just it would truly, honestly, just depend on what that room looks like at the end of the season.
Yeah, for all three of these guys, no matter what team it is, it's just what type of back are you looking for? And they're three
Yep.
very different types of backs too. So that's really what makes this draft really interesting, and makes every running back draft class really interesting.
Very
Thank
true.
y'all for entertaining me with that answer. Now it's time for the Wumbo Jumbo, the best part of this video. We got the top three, the big three. We got B Ross's rankings and Metro's, and they'll go through one by one. B Ross, you have the floor.
All right. At 3, I have Jadarian Price. At 2, I have Justice Haynes. And at 1, I have Jeremiah Love.
All right, at me, I got 3. I have Jonah Coleman, 2 Jadarian Price, and 1 Jeremiah Love.
All right, gentlemen, those are some really good running backs. Let's start with the guy Metro has at 4 and B Ross has at 2. B Ross, you're going to open this one. We got Justice Haynes, the Michigan running back, who has exploded on the scene in 2025. B Ross,
Yep.
break it down.
Yeah. So I liked this kid last year when he was at Bama because I saw all of this, but he was sharing carries with Jan Miller. So he wasn't, to me, he wasn't really able to like showcase all of his ability. You see it this year in a run heavy offense with a young quarterback. He's helped carrying this offense, and that's a good sign to me. Just in terms of his ability to be able to handle the workload in the fashion that he does. I think he's explosive. I think he's a natural runner, strong, uh, good feet, quick feet, explosive through the whole, patient runner. I think he's better suited for a gap scheme, but can operate in a zone scheme just fine. Honestly, outside of Jeremiah Love, I don't think there's just a guy who I think is a pure workhorse. But I do think Justice Haynes is a high ceiling running back too, with the ability to be one for the right situation. Like he's a guy, I'm looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers,
Yeah,
where
perfect.
you're sitting there like Jalen Warren's good, but is he a true one? I don't think so. I think you know what I mean. So, but Justice Haynes, all around talent wise, is I don't think anything he can't do. What they ask him to do in the passing game is very minimal. Just in terms of he's a screen and check down guy. He's not a guy they're trying to create mismatches for out in space. But athletically, watching him move is I don't think he can't do it. It's just he's not being asked to. So really like this tape. Like the way he runs the ball, protects the ball. I think he's effective inside, outside the tackles. I think he has very little holes in his game. That's why I put him at 2.
Yeah. I mean, he is a Michigan running back. He fits Michigan so well. Obviously coming from Bama, now going now to Michigan. He does have a foot injury, which is going to hold him out for the next few weeks. So that's a bit of concern. I think for Haynes, it's going to be really interesting to see how he ends the season. Because if he ends the season on a high note, I think he does go pro this year. If he ends it on a bit of a whimper, I wouldn't be surprised if he returned to college to
Comes back,
maybe
yeah.
maybe become that RB1 of next year's class. But if he does go pro, I like the profile a lot. 5'11", 205 pounds. He's got a dense build, strong burst that it does have true home run speed. He's not as fast as some of these other guys, but he definitely has that ability to, get loose and outrun people. So that's really good for him. He's a one-cut runner with good pad level and stop and go ability. He shows a lot of reps of patience, though sometimes he can still, be a little inconsistent. That was one of his knocks at Alabama, was that he was just not a patient runner. He would sometimes run into the back of his own old lineman. He still does that occasionally, but he's gotten a lot better at it, and that tells me he can only just continue to get better at it. He's not much of a receiver yet, and he does struggle in pass pros occasionally, but I think there is room for growth in both those areas. I think he can be a better pass pro back, and I also think Michigan just doesn't really use him as a receiver right now. I don't know if that's a knock on him or a knock on what Michigan does. I definitely think though that there's more there, and I would like to see him maybe get a bit more involved as a receiving threat. So that's on that. But transferring to Michigan has clearly boosted his confidence and his productivity for his pros. Again, he's dense. I think he's got good speed, good one-cut ability, and he plays with a low pad level. He can run through some people sometimes. Needs to be a bit more patient, needs to work on pass pro, needs to get more reps as a receiver. But man, I don't blame you for having a little bit higher on your board. Jonah Coleman and him are very flippable for me. It is really tight. I do think he probably goes somewhere on day 2. I would assume probably mid to late round 2. I would say maybe somewhere around 3.
Yeah.
I think he'll go a little bit higher than Jonah Coleman, but I prefer Jonah a little bit more. I like Haynes a lot, though. He is clearly an improving player that has a very high ceiling to, as you talked about. I think he can be a Kyron Williams type of player. I really do. I think he can be somebody.
That's who I was thinking.
Yeah,
good call.
Because they look alike. I mean, they're very much
call.
built similar. They run like each other in a lot of ways.
Yep.
You put him in the right system, I think he's gonna be very freaking good. So I like Justice Haynes a lot.
Justice Haynes, projected day 2 pick, potentially even in the second round. Let's go to another running back who, man, he is a bowling ball of an RB. Jonah Coleman, the UW running back, transfer from Arizona, 5'9", 228. Metro has him here at 3. We got B. Ross here at 4. So, Metro, you're going to open this one. Tell me about Jonah Coleman.
So I have him. I saw that he was 5'8". I don't know if he's 5'9". He looks about 5'8", 5'9". He's a very short player, but at 5'8", 227 pounds, he's a tough downhill runner with a thick build and low center of gravity. He runs with patience. He's got good vision, especially in zone schemes, and he holds his own as both a receiver and a pass protector. I would say he's quick, but not fast. I do think he can get to that second level, but he's not going to break away with his speed because he's 227 pounds. He doesn't have home run speed, and his shorter frame is going to turn a lot of teams off. But he does bring consistent toughness and reliability. One of my knocks on him, and maybe I should knock him for it a little bit more, he does get arm tackled quite a bit. And it's a little confusing because he's a thick dude. I mean, he is a well put together 5'8" back. But I think that is something he can improve on. You know, if he could start running a bit more angry, pick those feet up a little bit more, I think he might be able to get through a bit more of those. You know, he's not everyone's cup of tea. I think there will be a number of teams that look at him and say he's not even in our top 5 running backs. But there's going to be other teams that look at him and say, hey, we're looking for a bigger bruiser style guy. He's going to be in our top 3. So I think Jonah Coleman has the most, options as to where he can go. He can go somewhere day 2. He could go somewhere day 3, and I really wouldn't be surprised. But I think he's a fun player. Washington relies on him quite heavily. He is what Katron Allen wants it to be, right? That's who Jonah Coleman is. He is just a very much better player than Katron Allen, despite them being kind of built in a very similar way. I do think he can be used on 3rd and shorts and on goal lines, but I think he can also hold his own on 1st and 2nd down. So he's not a true 3-down workhorse back, but as an RB2, as a David Montgomery to your Jahmyr Gibbs, I think it works out really nicely for Jonah Coleman.
Yeah, man. Like, I like this tape. I mean, like, I kept him at 4 because, to your point, I thought he just got tackled too easily at times. It just, I'm just like, you're a bowling ball. Run him over and keep it moving, because he shows it in short yardage situations. He shows it in the goal line. What I do love about him, he's explosive out of cuts. He is looking for contact. He is not a guy who's running out of bounds on the sideline. Like, I love that in backs. I love that in big backs, because those muscles aren't just for show then. And to your point, Metro, this guy's it's all about what team likes his flavor, like what he has to offer. No more, no less. It doesn't make him any less of a prospect or any more. It's going to be a team that falls in love with him, and there's going to be plenty of teams who say no. And that's just the nature of the draft when you have a guy who's on the shorter side of things. But as a runner, he's quicker than fast. He's explosive out of his cuts. He's a violent runner, but in space, he just doesn't have any substance to him. He's not really elusive per se, but he's strong, but he doesn't really break tackles. So that's why I couldn't push him up like over my last 3 guys, because once in space, I thought he was easy to just bring down. But a good runner, good player nonetheless, who in the right situation, this dude could be a problem, because he can handle a workload due to his size. But people talk about the stature. It's been plenty of short backs who have had success in the league, and I don't think it's too much stopping him outside of understanding how to break through arm tackle. That really bothered me, because that's a red flag for me. But good player. Again, has to be, to me, he has to be in the right situation, because if not, he's going to be misused.
What do you think about his fit on Houston? That's the team that I was thinking of because they like their bigger backs. Joe Mixon,
and
from Florida.
Yeah. The Damian
Yeah,
Price.
Damian
Pierce.
Pierce.
Yeah. So I can see that. Like, yeah,
I like
I
that
can see
too.
that. Yeah. He would again, everything with him is going to come down to the pass game, honestly.
Yeah.
Just because of his size, if he's in the game, no coach wants a tail. So they don't want, high percentage run when his guy's in the game. So his ability to catch the ball and show that he can pass protect is going to be crucial. But I definitely like that thing. What about Jacksonville?
Yeah, he can be what they want Tank Bigsby to be. I like that.
That's
one
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. For sure.
I love that. This is just my opinion, but I want to hear y'all's thoughts. Jonah Coleman this year just feels like the player that someone's going to get in the 4th round, and you know what he is and what he isn't. And it's not sexy, but man, you're getting a value there. Would y'all agree with that or disagree? You can tell me I'm wrong. I feel like we know what he is.
100% correct.
Yeah, he's one of those players that people are going to overthink because he's just a good player. But that happens every draft. Teams are going to look at him, say he's always 5'8". Arm tackles can bring him down sometimes, but they ignore all these other good qualities to him.
Yes.
And if you can get him with a really good RB coach that tells him, hey, pick your feet up, don't let these guys tackle you, he's going to be a really good football player for some team that needs a power back.
Yeah, so like on my draft board, I put him in the 3rd round.
Let's go.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm just like I get the hype and I do it and I knocked him for it a little bit because I didn't put him in a 2nd, but I'm like 3rd round. And it's the right team. This is a great fit. This is perfect. Like this dude, to me, he has a high floor.
Very much.
Yes. He has a very high floor where I'm like, if you tell me he's a consistent 700-yard plus rusher, RB2, to your point, David Montgomery, because I did him coming out. He went in the 4th round or 3rd round, I think. But like very simple, like nothing overly fancy or pretty about their game, but they're effective. Consistently effective. So
yeah. I agree.
Jonah Coleman, good football player. Next football player on our list is going to be Jadarian Price. We got 2 Notre Dame running backs on this list, and Price has just emerged. You see Love leave the game, and for a second, as a casual, you go, "Oh, Love stepping out. This is going to be boring." Price is making crazy plays almost every other time he gets the ball. Who has him ranked higher here? Looks like Metro does. B-Ross has him at 3. Metro has him at 2. Metro, you've earned the right to open this. Talk about Jadarian Price, the Notre Dame running back.
Yeah, admittedly speaking, I think Price is more of a projection for me. Jonah Coleman's a very proven player. I think Haynes is also maybe a bit of a projection too. Price is a bit more of that unproven guy, but with the limited amount of reps we've seen him in, it's like the Ty Simpson thing. This guy's freaking good, dude. He is a really good player. If this guy had transferred to any team, and that includes Bama, that includes Ohio State, Texas, I mean, we're talking about competing with Jeremiah Love, assuming that it translates. He's a really good player. I said Price is strong. He's a well-built runner, and he is muscled up. He's juiced up. 5'11", 202 pounds. He brings physicality, but he also is a very patient player. He hits the 2nd level quickly and has legit home run speed once he gets going. More of a momentum builder, but man, when he gets that momentum build up, he goes. He's a smooth runner with a little bit of some shiftiness. He's also been used as a returner. I believe has a 99-yard return for Notre Dame. He's shown improvement and competitiveness in pass pro, though he's a little bit unproven right now as a receiver and hasn't had a big workload because he plays behind Jeremiah Love, which I actually think is maybe a bit of a pro for him. A lot of times you get these backs that, I'll tell you from my Cowboys experience, you look at Ezekiel Elliott, 3 years of being just used over and over and over again. He got to the league. He was only good for 2 years. I mean, Jadarian Price has only been used for half a season, really. I mean, he is really a fresh-legged guy that, frankly, probably might go back to college for a year and be the guy. But if he doesn't, I think he can be a round 2 pick. I think this is somebody that has the blend that you're looking for of size, speed, athleticism that can develop into being a true RB1. I do think he probably starts off as an RB2, and as he just gets better and more well-rounded, I think within 2 years, we're talking about somebody that takes over as a lead back. He is big. He's juiced up. And for somebody as big and strong as he is, nobody wants to bring this guy down. It reminds me a little bit and I'm not going to make this comparison and say he's going to be this guy. Reminds me a little bit of Josh Jacobs coming from Bama.
Get out my
Reminds me a
head.
little bit.
Please get out my head.
You're thinking that too?
Oh my God, you're bothering me.
Yeah.
Did y'all meet before this? What's going on?
Dude, I'm telling
Out my
you,
head.
because Josh Jacobs there was a play when he went at Bama. I think he was going against OU or somebody like that, and he's just putting dudes in the dirt, right?
Mhm.
Jadarian, he has that upside to do the exact same thing of being a home run threat, but also just putting people in the dirt. He is strong, athletic, and I mean, this is a guy that I think's got a pretty safe floor. At the worst case scenario, you're getting a Ramondre Stevenson type of back. Best case scenario, you're getting Josh Jacobs. So that's a pretty good ceiling and floor, in my opinion.
I'm with you. I loved his tape. And to your point, Metro, this reminds me of those Bama backs who were like, who were number 2 or 3, really good players. Because they weren't used as much, they came into the league a little bit fresher.
Yeah.
A little bit fresher than, and like it as a college running back, I get it. You want all the kids, you want to be the guy. It pays more to have another stud besides you. It pays a lot more because you don't have the same wear and tear. I think he doesn't have 300 carries in his career yet. Total. Like,
that's insane.
That's great. That is great. So I hope he comes out because it will be better for him. But he's explosive, he's strong. His ability to make guys miss a multitude of ways is what I really love about him.
Yeah.
Once he gets to the second, third level, he can run through you, he can run around you, he can stop, he can juke you. He has a strong stiff arm. He's violent, he's patient, he sees things before they happen. That was the one thing that I kind of loved about him, just in terms of him setting up blocks. Like, he knows that a backer might have this A gap, so he'll press the B to get him out of his gap and then cut back into A. Like, it's just, I mean, it's very subtle things that he does as a back that I think bodes well. But what I really loved about him that I think is going to translate year one is he has 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns. I watched him, and like, guys are hitting him full on speed, and they're just bouncing off. They're just bouncing off of him, and he's just and then he picks up speed. That's the one thing I think where he has Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, I remember, didn't run at the combine because he was. I think people thought he was gonna run like 4.6, like his agent. Like he wasn't a fast guy. Darian Price is fast. He can run. Like, he has breakaway speed. Hence the kickoff return for touchdown. So, yeah, like on my board, I put him like the top of round 2. Like he's right under Justice Haynes, who's at the top of round 2 or bottom of round 1. Like, he's in that range to me because I don't think he's a finished product yet. But to your point, in year 3, we could be talking about a dude that's like gashing the league because the talent is real. The physicality is real. The speed is real. Like, he has very little flaws in his game. Like, the flaws in his game is that he plays with a guy that's better than him. That's the real flaw. That, and he's not used much in the passing game, but athletically, I don't question anything he can do. Like, I think he can do everything Jeremiah Love can do. It's just Jeremiah Love does it even faster and more explosive. You know what I mean? So, but really good player. I would love to see him come out of school though, because I don't think it does anything for him to go back.
Fair, completely fair. And guys, high praise right there for Jadarian Price. Now, folks, I haven't told my friends this, but I like to have context when we have these conversations, right? We hype up running backs and prospects every year, but you have to compare them to the old prospects in my eyes. So I'm going to go through a couple of second-round pick running backs from the past 3-ish years, and you each are just going to say higher or lower, as in I think Price is higher, aka a better prospect, or lower, worse than this guy I mentioned here. Do y'all understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Here we go. Second round, Quinshon Judkins.
Quinshon.
Damn, that's tough.
I liked Quinshon a lot.
I did too. I'm taking Quinshon.
Yeah. Cool. Next, we got Travion Henderson.
I'm taking Travion.
No,
you know what? I'm taking Price.
I think Travion was a safer prospect, but I think Price is the higher ceiling. It's tough. I like ceiling picks, so I'll go Price.
Cool. Give me Harvey.
Price.
Cool. A couple more here. This is gonna be fun. Zach Charbonnet.
Price. Charbonnet was a tough bring down. He's a physical runner.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of him, but because I didn't like tall guys who run the eye. Like, we loved him in the draft room, just like, yeah, he's good. It's just, to me, his ceiling is already hit.
I agree.
Kenneth Walker.
Ooh,
Ooh,
your
Kenneth
guy.
Walker. Prospect? Kenneth Walker's a better
Prospect.
prospect. Oh, yeah.
Not outcomes.
Kenneth Walker's a
Prospect.
better prospect. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Kenneth Walker. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
2 more. James Cook.
Jadarian Price. As a prospect, Price. Cook is
Yeah.
very, very unproven.
Yeah.
He didn't get a ton of work.
Price.
You agree, B-Ross? Cool.
Yeah, Price.
Final one for you today. Let's go with DeAndre Swift.
Oh, Price.
Swift.
Swift, really?
Let's go.
Coming out? Swift coming out was a problem coming out of Georgia. Because you got to think, he was in this same kind of role. He had guys in front of him. He had Chubb and I'm
Gurley?
going blank. Was he there with Gurley? I just know he had. I just know he had another stud in front of him, and then they got hurt. He started, balled out, got drafted. But I love Swift coming out.
Was Breece Hall a second round pick?
He was. That one just felt too obvious to me, so I didn't say it.
Yeah, Breece Hall is a different.
I'm taking Breece. Yeah. Breece was
Thank y'all for entertaining me. We'll do that again going forward. I think that's a good way to just judge where we have these guys at, like overall with all our rankings. Now we got one more player, and you know who the hell it is. It is Jeremiah Love right here, the Love Doctor. He's number 1 on both our lists. We got B. Ross and Metro with the number 1 spot. And then, of course, I'm a casual too. So he's a number 1, no questions asked. Y'all got to fight for this one. Whoever wants to intro it, I'm going to leave it to y'all. Who wants to talk about Jeremiah Love?
I'll let you go, Metro.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love is, in my opinion, the only first-round caliber running back in this class. I think Price can work his way into that conversation. I also think Justice Haynes can too. I think realistically, though, they're probably going round 2 or 3.
2, yep.
Yeah, he's the only guy that I would probably spend a first-round pick on, unless I'm like 32 or 31. Like, if I'm the Chiefs, maybe I would consider a Jadarian Price, but when we talked about Emmett Johnson earlier, I'll just take Emmett Johnson round 5 and feel pretty good. Jeremiah Love he's a stud. He is a stud. I don't know if I would say he's better prospect-wise than like a Bijan or a Saquon.
No.
Even Gentry to an extent. I liked Gentry a lot as a prospect, but Love, man, he's a young, explosive back with a rare mix of size, speed, and balance. At 6 foot, 214 pounds, he can break tackles, make defenders miss, and he can take it the distance on any play. He's a patient and reliable running back with the ball in his hands. He's only fumbled once in 3 years. His only knock to me, and this is a knock that a lot of young backs have, he can be a little bounce happy. He does, sometimes he'll be big play hunting. And I like that in my backs. I want my backs to do it. But sometimes it's like you have a 5-yard lane, just take the 5 yards. You don't always have to look for the 95-yard one. Just take the 5. We're good. But man, this is a prospect that if you're like in that 10 to 15 range, I kind of think you just don't overthink it. He's one of the few guys in this draft class that I think is a next level prospect. I will say this though. I am not a huge fan of taking running backs top 15 because every year there's always a generational running back that comes out. We said, oh, it's Bijan Robinson. We're never going to see one again. Then Ashton Genty came out, right? And we said, oh, it's Ashton Genty. The Raiders have to take him. We're never going to see him again. We got Jeremiah Love this year. Next year we'll have somebody really good too. So, but man, if you're gonna go for a back, Jeremiah Love, not a lot of wear and tear on this guy, and he is a really, really good prospect. There's not a lot to hate about him, but a lot to like. So yeah, Jeremiah Love, number 1 by a country mile.
Yeah, like
it's not close.
His tape is good. And to your point, Metro, like the thing that worries me, because a lot of guys who are explosive have this problem, and when they make so many big plays, they're always looking for him, and that's something that like it can cause teams games, critical moments when you need 2. And it's there, and you bounce because you think you can outrun this linebacker. This linebacker is 6'5" and 255. He doesn't have to run far. His stride is just, you know what I mean? Like it's like young backs usually struggle with that because they think they're faster than everybody. But he's explosive. I love him in the pass game. That's why I think, to me, if I do take him high, because of that factor, I think he adds a security blanket to your offense for a young quarterback. I think like this is the kind of guy that that can come in and complement any team he's on, because his role is I mean, he doesn't even have to be the starter. But again, it's about touches. Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley. Outside of Derrick Henry, those guys, when you're talking about production, they get touches. Like they just Jeremiah Love, he just needs touches because if he gets touches, he can take the ball the distance. He can run in between the tackles and he can run behind his pads. I don't necessarily think he likes to. That's kind of where I struggle with him. Like watching him play and get like 4 yards, he looked frustrated. He would get up physically frustrated as if he had more and was like, no, that's a good run. That's a first down run. You keep the chains moving. So but I love this tape. And again, it's the pass game. And it's not that he's doing anything like special, but they can put him anywhere on the field. They can line him up at number 3 and he can beat a safety or he can beat a linebacker in man-to-man coverage. Like no other back to me had that. That's what I mean, granted, like he's explosive, all the speed and all that stuff, like all the characteristic traits of a good running back he has. Like he has some elite stuff to him. But his passing game stuff was like it separates him from a lot of guys. Just his ability to win matchups and catch the ball with confidence, catch the ball through contact and play through contact as a runner and a pass catcher. Love this tape. So to your point, Metro, I don't know if I taking him top 15, I would do for the right team.
Yeah, if it's the Chicago Bears, I'm doing it.
Yes, because in that offense, he's Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
To your conversation and to your point, if we're just keeping it a buck here, he's an awesome Can we all agree he's good at football, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we're there. Right. I'd say so. He's at 1. The difference between a third-round running back that's going to be great, like a Jonah Coleman, and him in the first round is how you utilize him. AKA, is he going to a good coach who can use his strengths to their full advantage? Because if not, and you're not smart enough to make that happen, just take a guy in the third, which is going to eliminate half the league at least, right? So if he has a good interview with the team that loves him in the back half of the first round, that's how he's a first-round pick. That's my thoughts, though.
Yeah. Washington Commanders. Crazy not to
pair him up with that's Daniels. A nice one. That's a
crazy
nice
not
one.
to.
Houston. Like, Minnesota,
Houston. I don't think who else.
Cincinnati, if they just want to go all in on offense. Patriots. Patriots can need a running back.
No, Cincinnati don't need to do that. No, they need to go get O-linemen.
True, but you know them; they love to stock up on weapons. Support. Nah, he ain't gonna make it that far unless the Chiefs just don't make the playoffs.
Oh, Chiefs. The Chiefs. Oh, shit. No. That'd be cheating.
That would suck. How much more help does Mahomes need, man?
Right.
He's doing just fine by himself. I'm going to play this game again. I'll let y'all finish any final thoughts, though. Then once you're ready, we'll go into our first round comparison.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, first up, I got Najee Harris from 2021.
Jeremiah Love.
Love.
Cool. We got Travis Etienne from 2021.
Jeremiah Love.
Cool. No one there. In 2023, Bijan Robinson.
Bijan.
Yeah.
Gibbs.
Love
Gibbs. Okay, see? I like it. Now we're finding the line. Let's go to Ashton Genty.
Love.
I'll go Genty.
Okay. Interesting. A break on the Genty too. And then Omarion Hampton.
Love by a wide margin.
Okay. You think Hampton should have been more like a second with that analysis?
I liked Hampton. I just don't think he's creative. That's
which is true.
Still one of my biggest issues with him today. I just don't know if he has the upside, right? Jeremiah Love can be upside-wise the best running back in the league, but I'm all about the upside for these guys.
Whoa. This one's going to blow your brain. This is going to be hard, okay?
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
That's tough.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Jeremiah Love.
Hey.
I don't like short backs.
I'm usually not a big fan of them. I like balanced backs, guys that have good size, good athleticism, good strength to them. If you have that blend, you're probably the top guy. I mean, basically.
Let's go. Thank y'all for entertaining me. Actually, I got another question for y'all. We got y'all's lists pulled up on the screen right here. Who's going to be the best value on draft day in your eyes? Like, take into account where you think they'll get drafted. So say what round they go, and then also what the value is in your favorite value. I will let Metro kick this off, and then we'll go to B. Ross.
For me, if Wisner goes pro and if he goes to a team in a zone scheme, I think he could be a legit starter because of his zone running game. If you are a downhill looking for a physical back, I think Emmett Johnson, because those guys are not going to go day 2. I don't think. I think they'll probably go early day 3.
Mhm.
Getting a running back in the 4th or 5th round that might start for you, that's great value. So I'll go with Wisner if he goes pro. If not, then Emmett Johnson in the right system.
Yeah, like let's it 3 backs, maybe 4 are going the first 2 days. Let's put that out there.
Let's
It's
go.
3.
Fire me up.
It'd be 3, maybe 4. Like teams don't see the value anymore. Like they're all getting them. Like when you get Aaron Jones day 3, round 5, and Pacheco in the 6th or the 7th, like you're getting starters that late.
Mhm.
They're not going high. So with that being said, the value, it's gonna be Emmett Johnson.
I like Emmett
Because
a
I
lot.
think he goes, I think he's a comp pick in the 4th round that no one's, everyone's kind of like, good pick. Like real people are going to know that's a great pick. But it all depends on where he goes, because we know how many organizations ruin certain positions. They get him and destroy him. So, yeah, I like Emmett for where I think he's going to go and what he actually can be.
Let's go. Thank you, gentlemen. Guys, we're going to go through our list one more time at B. Ross from the top. Give me 10 to 1.
10 to 1. The list goes Moss, Allen, Singleton, Wisner, Johnson, Claiborne, Coleman, Price, Haynes, and Love.
At 10, I got Singleton. 9, I got Waymon Jordan. 8, Wisner. 7, Emmett Johnson. 6, Hollywood Smothers. 5, Claiborne. 4, Haynes. 3, Coleman. 2, Price. Number 1, Jeremiah Love. 2 Notre Dame guys, my top 2. Crazy.
Crazy work.
Gentlemen, so much fun. We are looking forward to 2026 NFL Draft. If y'all watch this far in the video, thank you. We love y'all. Drop a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe down below. We're on the way to 1K, and it starts with you. Go subscribe down below. We love you guys. Appreciate you more than you know. Have the best day, and see you next time. Metro, get us out of here.
Appreciate you guys for watching. Peace out.